the vendor under the administration's model would take title to the drugs, but perhaps not actual physical possession. And then lastly, the vendor would be paid at a rate determined by Medicare based on the international price comparison, whether or not they were able to obtain that rate on the market or not. And we identified a number of issues that would affect the ability to even calculate that international sales rate given available data and given the idiosyncratic arrangements between manufacturers and other countries' governments. So we think there are some substantial implementation difficulties with respect to the IPI proposal that do not present themselves under our proposal, which would give the vendor more ability to negotiate on the basis of being able to help drive manufacturers' volume.
Excuse me, Dr. Matthews, I've just learned that your voice is not carrying well on TV, so can you bring your microphone much closer?
Sure.
And then maybe the staff hearing me will come back in and let us know if you can be heard. Thank you.
Sure. I'm sorry. So I was indicating that under our proposal that some of the difficulties engendered by the IPI proposal would be mitigated, and we believe that it would have greater potential to reduce spending for Part B drugs.
Very good. I know there are examples in the market where arbitration is used, such as baseball. I'm a big baseball fan. But developing breakthrough medicine is a lot different from developing starting pitching, and legislating a government-defined arbitration process is a lot different from negotiating one through a players' union.
Yes, sir.
Are there examples of binding arbitration between being used in healthcare, and do any of these examples involve setting prices at a national level or just resolving disputes at an individual level?
Move your microphone even closer, please.
Pull it right up.
Yeah,
Okay.
pull it right up.
This is not a natural thing for me to be doing, so I apologize.
Well, that's all right. We'll guide you. It's just a microphone. Get it as close as possible so
All right.
that anyone in the country that's listening in can actually hear you.
Yeah, that's not helping, but I'll
Okay.
I'll proceed. So we are unaware of the use of baseball arbitration in the way we've proposed it for Part B.
Can you describe how you've proposed it, the
Right.
arbitration?
So as I mentioned, both in my written testimony and in my oral remarks, one of the vulnerabilities of the Medicare program is that it has little, if any, ability to influence the price that the manufacturer sets for a product and therefore the price that Medicare pays. And we believe that binding arbitration would give the program a means of influencing that price by bringing the manufacturer to the table with their absolute best offer for a new product. And then the secretary would be able to make a competing offer if he or she did not think that the evidence supported that manufacturer's price. And that this would be distinct from a scenario where the secretary is negotiating directly with manufacturers for price, in that only certain drugs that met criteria defined under statute or regulation would trigger this binding arbitration process. But currently, the Medicare program has virtually no means whatsoever to influence price. And as I've said in my testimony under both B and D, price is one of the major drivers of Medicare spending for drugs.
Very good. Thank you. I yield back, Madam Chair.
So,
The gentleman yields back.